Hello.
I'm
Hello, can you
listening.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. No, there is an option to move to desktop version. Should I do it now?
It will take time. It will take.
Okay, don't worry, I can do it.
Yeah, so
You're
maybe.
recording it, no problem.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
recording
let's start.
now.
Yeah,
So what we will do is today we are going to create one more table. In the last class, we have already created this
yeah,
employee table. It
yeah.
has a few fields. We have activated this table, but we have not yet entered some data into this. So now I'm going to
Yeah.
put some data into this. I'll go to
Okay,
utilities, table contents, create address. This is an option.
okay.
You
Yeah.
can click here and enter some employee 01, some
Mm-hmm.
name, employee A's,
Mm-hmm.
employee salary, and so on. Save
Okay.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Now you want to enter the second record. So this record is already saved in the database level. So now
Okay.
reset to enter the second record, EMP02,
Mm-hmm.
employee name, employee A's,
Mm-hmm.
employee salary. So enter some sort of amount and so on. Save it. So now two
Yeah.
records has been saved. For
Yeah.
example, for the same employee ID, if I want to put one more employee name here,
Lala, is it?
it
Mm.
will not allow because
Unique. Yeah.
employee ID is a key field. So it
Key field.
represents a unique record. Technically, it should represent a
Yeah.
unique record. So that's why
Okay.
for the employee 02, another employee record is not allowed to save.
Okay.
I will put here employee 03 and then save, then it will allow me to save the record. So
Mm-hmm.
now you can
Mm-hmm.
see that message in the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
data record successfully created. So after
Yeah.
creating the data, now you can click this table contents. You can look into the data.
Yeah.
Right. So this is the records which you have created just now.
Yeah.
Remember, you will get this option. That means utilities, table contents, create entries option enabled only for the
Mm-hmm.
tables where you are maintaining display maintenance allowed.
Okay.
If the display
Yeah, got it.
maintenance allowed with restrictions, then for
Mm-hmm.
those tables, you will not get that option. For example,
Mm-hmm.
MARA, MARA table is a standard SAP table.
Yeah.
We'll see how the display maintenance is maintained for this. Delivery maintenance is display maintenance allowed with restrictions.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have an option to create the entries.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
Right. So let us go to the next step. What we will try to do is, before creating one more table, I just wanted to maintain the data in this table in a bulk
Mm-hmm.
volume. For example, I have an
Okay.
Excel sheet where 100 employees are there, otherwise some 500 employees are there. It's just I wanted to copy
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of employees from the Excel, put it into this table and then save it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Instead of entering one by one, I wanted to do it in a bulk.
Okay. Yeah.
So how to do that? To do that, there is a concept called table maintenance generator. Go to
Okay.
utilities, table maintenance generator. Go here.
Okay. Okay.
Once you go here, it will ask an authorization group which you need to specify. So because this maintenance screen, whatever you are going to generate now, where you can maintain mass data of for this table,
Mm-hmm.
that screen should be accessible by everyone, or you wanted to give access to only some set of people.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So like right now, I'm not providing any authorization object. I'll say I want to go without any authorization object. So here there is a first option called without authorization group. Provide that. So without authorization group means this is accessible for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
then function group, as of now you don't know what is a function group, but provide a name which is starting with Z. because function group basically in a single word I can say it's a kind of a program, a piece of code which SAP will write for us to create a screen which we are going to create. Now what we are doing is we are trying to create one more new screen where you can maintain multiple employee records at one shot. So in this particular function group, SAP will internally write some code. So it is asking, give me a program name or function group name so that I can write some code inside that. So SAP is asking that. So you need to provide this function group.
Okay.
Then you say here maintenance type, 1 step or 2 steps. What is this maintenance type? Sometimes what will happen is your table may be storing a very lengthy field such as a URL of a website, URL of your WebDynPro component. So in such case, I suggest go for a 2-step to accept such lengthy characters in 2 different screens. But in all normal cases, we can go for 1-step approach. So you can maintain a table on 1 step. That means only one single screen will appear to you and you will maintain that. So now SAP is going to create a screen for us, right? So SAP will like, what is the screen number? You can suggest a screen number like 1 to 3. Then SAP will try to create a screen with the number 1 to 3. Otherwise, you can ask SAP saying that SAP can only suggest the screen number also. So if you want SAP to suggest the screen number, you can click on this find screen number. And SAP will propose a screen number. Now when you continue on this, SAP saying that I'm going to create a screen whose number is 1.
Then and this function group, it could be any name, right? We have not created anything. It could be anything.
It could be anything starting with the Z or Y.
That's what Z1 also I can give. There is nothing I have to maintain prior to this, right?
Nothing.
Just now I'm just entering giving a name for it, correct?
That's it. That's it.
Alright. Okay.
So after entering this, there is something here called standard recording routine. So in case sometimes what will happen is you have to transport the data from development to quality and quality to production. So in case if you have such requirement of transporting the data from development to quality and quality to production, make this radio button, standard recording routine enable. So when you select the standard recording routine and when you are trying to save the data in the table, so SAP will ask you a transport request. If you release the transport request, then data will be moved to the quality and quality to production. Okay, so this is the standard recording routine. But in case if you don't want to move the data, you can also make use of this option, no user, no recording routine. But I'll let me go with the standard recording routine just to show you. Then click on this, create screen. So when I click on create screen, in the background, SAP is trying to generate a screen. So now in the bottom, you can see generation of the screen is in progress. It is creating a screen for us to maintain multiple employee records at a time. Let it complete, then probably we can look into the screen. When you go to the utilities table contents, create entries. So now when you go to utilities table content, create entries, a new screen will appear instead of the previous screen, whatever you are looking. So otherwise, you can also go to SM30 to maintain this. SM30 is another option. So once you have a table maintenance generator, then only you can open this table in SM30. Without table maintenance generator, if you go to SM30 and you try to maintain it, it will not allow you to maintain.
No, but this option is only for transporting it, right? Now the recording routine, what you have given, that is only
recording routine is okay, but that is for transportation purpose. That is right. But what I'm saying is, in case if you don't create this table maintenance generator,
I will not be able to maintain in SM30 at all.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So once you create the table maintenance generator, then only you have an option to maintain from SM30.
Okay. Okay. So every table will be generally will be maintaining this, right? I mean, except from apart from, I mean, in case of the large projects where some of the table info also we maintain and transport most of
Right. Right.
the yeah.
Yeah.
In most of the cases, then we'll have to maintain this also, right?
Yeah.
So this is not required for the what is that? A table with restrictive access. I mean, the restriction, you know.
Table with restriction you cannot create at all. Like it's not possible to maintain the
Okay.
data in SM30.
Yeah, that's what. So this generator is not required for it,
Yeah. Yeah.
for those tables, correct?
Correct. So now the request completed without errors. It says everything looks fine. Then go back completely. Give some time, like 1 or 2 seconds of time, because still the screen processing could be happening in the background. If you go
Yeah.
immediately and try to maintain, sometimes there is a chance that it will go for a dump.
Yeah.
So now let us try to create
Yeah.
this. Continue on this. You can see here this kind of screen where you can maintain multiple entries at one shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you
Okay.
see, employee ID is coming as a heading for this, but employee name is not coming. Employee A's for
Yeah.
that heading is not coming. What could be
Okay.
the reason? The reason is,
Because short data, long name was there, no?
yeah,
That will
so
be a problem.
inside this data element,
Long name.
inside this data elements, field label is not given.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So if you give the field label, then only those headings will appear.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so then we have created a table maintenance generator. So now if you go to SM30, you can look into this table and click on maintain. And when I say EMP04, employee name, employee is, salary, and save it. Now it will ask for a transport request.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
And this transport request, if you observe, it is a
Workbench request. Okay.
workbench request. Why it is workbench request? Because you created an application table. If you create a customizing table, a customizing request will be generated. What I meant to say is, when you go to
Yeah.
S11, so you have already chosen the delivery and maintenance as A. Because you chosen here A,
Yeah.
the workbench request has been created. If you could have chosen here C,
Okay.
then customizing
Okay.
will be created.
All right. Okay. Okay.
Right. So now, so for an end user, sometimes what will happen is end users will try to maintain the table. So for an end user, giving this SM30 will be a little bit risky, because he will maintain employee table also. He can maintain some other table also from here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So generally, we don't want to give access to the end users to this transaction SM30. So instead of that, what we can do is we can assign a transaction code to the screen which we have generated.
Yeah.
So how to assign a transaction code to the screen which we have generated? Let us make a note of our table name, that is JetCon employee. Now let me create a transaction. If you want to create a transaction, go to SE93.
Mm-hmm.
Transaction code SE93 is used to create another transaction.
Transaction.
So here I'll say ZEMP store or ZEMP underscore save, whatever. Click on create. Give it some text.
Yeah.
And then here there are various options are available when you are
Mm-hmm.
creating a transaction for a dialog program, when you are creating it for a report program and so on. But for us, the last one, parameter transaction, is applicable because we are going to maintain a table. So transaction with parameters, select this last option, continue on this. So in order to maintain this table, we have to go to SM30, but I want to skip the initial screen of SM30 because I don't want to give authorization to the initial screen of the end SM30 to the end user. Take support from HTML, Java and Windows.
Mm-hmm.
And then scroll down. There is something called name of the screen field and value.
Mm-hmm.
So name of the screen field will be the view name. View name means our table maintenance generator table name, that is a con employee. So JetCon employee. And here there is something called update mode. That means are you going to update this table through this transaction? Yes, I'm going to update it. Yes means X. So if X is there, you are going to update the table by using this transaction. So save this,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
execute this transaction. You are directly going into the table.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now the end
Okay.
user, for the end user, you can say execute this
Yeah.
ZEM
Yeah.
save.
Mm-hmm.
He'll
Yeah.
just enter that and go inside.
Okay. Okay. Good.
So he'll come directly over.
Yeah. 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 Mm-hmm. It's clear. Mm-hmm.
So now let us go to AC11. I'm going to create one more table.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to copy the existing table, not to spend much time on creating a table because
Yeah.
already you know how to create a table, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So let me copy this table. So this table has various fields. So I will take out this Jed Ali student class. I wanted to create a new data element for this. I'll tell you the reason why I'm creating a new data element for this little later. I'm creating a new data element for this class.
Mm-hmm.
Double click on this.
Yeah.
You can provide a proper description. This is a class, right? So student
Yeah.
class. Let us go to the data type. Create
Mm-hmm.
a domain for this. Double click on this.
Object DOMA means that's domain, is it?
Yeah,
DOMA.
DOMA means domain, yes. DTEL means data element, and finally table.
Okay.
So my domain is active, coming back, activating the data element. You can activate, in fact, everything in one shot.
Mm-hmm.
You can select all this, click on continue. DOMA, data, table, all the three
Okay.
at one time.
Okay.
Click on continue. So all the three will get activated.
What about the last two? We don't have to do anything
Last
with
two
that.
are not relevant to this table creation, so
Oh,
that will
that's
also
something
get
else. Okay.
activated. So now
Okay.
I'm creating. I'm activating this table, entire table. Remember, technically, when you are copying a table,
Mm-hmm.
only table structure will get copied. Table data will not get copied.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so now the table is active. So
Mm-hmm.
here, this table is a kind of table where I will store the student details. But
Mm-hmm.
I'll store like for example, previously we have created an employee table, right? So in the employee table,
Mm-hmm.
we have employees, different employees are there. So assume you have a company and you have your employees over here,
Mm-hmm.
and those employee related kids, they are studying in a school.
Mm-hmm.
So their database you are maintaining in this table.
Mm-hmm.
So basically my intention is to make a relationship between these two things. So here, give me a second because I just wanted to, I have already defined something as called as a foreign key because I copied the previous table. This also got
Yeah.
copied. I just wanted to delete that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And I have done one more small thing is my employee table, employee ID, if you see, it's of character
Mm-hmm.
of length 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me activate this, then I'll take you there to show you. I have
Okay.
created employee ID with character length 10.
Okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
here also I should create employee ID with character length 10 only. Then only I can make a relationship between employee table and student table. For example, you take this employee table, right? So for this employee
Mm-hmm.
table, employee ID is character length 10.
10. Yeah.
But if you look into our copied table,
Okay.
the employee ID has character 5.
5 only. Okay.
So in that
Mm-hmm.
case, I cannot make a relation between a JetCon employee and JetCon student.
Okay. Okay.
What I need to do is I need to use the same data element in order to get
Okay.
same
Same
length.
this thing. Okay.
I'm using the same
Okay.
length.
Okay.
So now here
Yeah.
character 10. So now I can make a relationship which is perfect.
Yeah. So this also we can make it unique, right?
Means I didn't get you.
I mean the key. What do you call?
Key, in
Key
this
field.
table, student ID is a key field because in this table we are storing student data,
Student data. Eh?
and one employee
Okay.
can
But
have multiple students.
okay. Okay.
Hmm?
Uh-huh.
That's why employee
Yeah. Yeah.
ID is
So
not a
we
key
cannot have
field.
it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. But we can have multiple key fields also, right?
Yeah, of course, we can have multiple key fields also.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, so finally my table is activated. I'm going to create some entries in this table. Utilities. As of now, only the data element is same between employee table and student table. Other than that, there is no relationship between these two tables. So now I'll go to utilities, table contents, and create entries. Assume you asked two of your clerks to maintain the data in this student table. So whenever a student comes,
Okay.
so those two clerks are typing the student details. Then, like for
Yeah.
example, the first one, what he is doing is he is
Mm-hmm.
trying to enter the class as one, and the other one is trying to put the spelling. So let me show you what they are doing. For example, first first clerk is typing st01, some name,
Mm-hmm.
some is. So here see he's saying 1 is the first class. Employee ID
Mm-hmm.
is EMP01 for example. And he is saving. The second clerk or whatever who is available in your office, sorry, that student, right? So ST02, student name. So student is, and he is saying something like this, an employee ID EMP02. So both are correct actually. Like one is also correct, FIRST is also correct. So both clerks' intention is they are admitting
Mm-hmm.
the students in the first class. So you can see the table data. It looks like this. One is here and first is here.
Okay.
But finally,
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
when you want to write a report, then
Yeah.
when you search here with the first class, what will happen?
That first will not appear.
Yeah,
That will not
FIRST will
appear.
not come. So that means data is not maintained properly.
Wrong. Yeah.
So in order to avoid such mistakes, what you can do is you can go inside the value range of this domain and maintain some fixed value.
Okay. Okay.
One
Fantastic.
means
Okay.
FIRST, first class, two means
Okay.
second, three means third,
Yeah.
and so on. So after you
And
maintain
what is the
this,
intervals below?
which one? Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
what about?
There was a intervals below.
Intervals means
There
1
was
to
a
100.
intervals.
You can maintain 1 to 100 in between any number.
Okay.
So in
But that will not have descriptions, right?
yeah, it will not have description. Only that
Okay.
set of values are valid.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now let me go back. Now let me try to utilities, table contents, and create entries. ST03 came up with some name and some is. And now if I say FIRST and if
Mm-hmm.
I say some other employee
Mm-hmm.
MPG34, try to save it. I can say enter a
Yeah.
valid value. Also
Yeah.
FIRST will not be allowed now. When you click this
Yeah.
F4 button now, you can see the values which you are maintained.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you choose any one of the value, then you can save it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now when I save it, now if you see employee 34, with the employee 34 a database record got saved.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want that. If an employee is available in employee table, then only I should be able to save it. See now what happened? This is wrong record.
Yeah.
Employee 34 is not there in employee
Yes.
table.
Okay.
So I want to make a relationship between these two tables in such a way that
Okay.
if
Okay.
I'm entering some wrong employee ID, then it should stop me at
Mm-hmm.
that point.
Okay.
Now how to make a relationship? Now put your cursor here on employee ID.
Mm-hmm.
We are in a student table. So on a student table, I put my cursor on employee ID. Click
Mm-hmm.
here a foreign key relation
Mm-hmm.
and you need to enter a check table. That means in the student table, when you are creating an employee ID, which table you want to check whether employee is existing or not. I want to check get on employee table.
Yeah.
SAP has to check this table to decide whether employee is available or not. Then there is something here called generate proposal. So once you click on that, SAP is giving you a proposal. SAP is saying you are going to map employee table employee ID with student table employee ID.
How it is proposing this employee ID?
Because of the data element, same data element.
Because of data element, is it?
Same
Okay.
data. Yeah.
But if I have a different data element with the same character and length, then it will not propose.
Then you will get it in editable mode. Then you need to type it manually.
Okay.
Okay. So go here now. Yeah. So this relationship is okay for me. Then I'll just click on copy. Then activate my table. So now let us try to utilities table contents and create entries.
So this is just activating, is it? You are just activating.
Yeah. After, because we made a new relation now.
Yeah.
It is trying to delete. Actually, when you are creating a program in the background, SAP is having some program. In fact, SAP is creating a program behind. Once you made the relation, what it is doing is it is deleting that program and it is trying to recreate the program once again. So in that program, it will validate the employee ID which is coming from the check table.
Okay.
But anyway, we no need to worry about that because we never look into that program.
Okay.
So then here I will put ST04 student name, student S, student class, and employee ID EMP77. Then try to save it.
Okay. Does not exist in common.
So you need to provide only the employees which are available on employee table. So you can go here F4. So now see these employee IDs are coming on based on your check table. From your employee table it is coming.
Yeah.
So choose any one of the employee here and save it.
Yeah.
So like this you can create records into the student table.
Yeah.
I want to do the corrections for this because here first is the wrong one and here employee 34 is the wrong data. So I wanted to do the correction. Go in change mode. I wanted to change it to 1 and similarly I wanted to change this record to EMP02. So now the data is perfect in the table.
Okay.
Okay. So this is what about your tables. How can you create various relationships between different tables?
Yeah.
The next topic what we are going to discuss is about the views. So with this we can conclude about the tables, and then
Okay.
we can go for something called as the views. Let me take you into the views.
Views. Okay. Yeah.
If I go to S11, there is something here called view.
Yeah.
View means what exactly a view is. If you go into your balcony or sit out, from there whatever you are able to see, that is called as a view.
Okay. Yeah.
In the same way, here
Mm-hmm.
when you are creating a view, you are not going to concentrate on all the fields which are available on the table. You are going to concentrate only on few fields whichever you are interested. From your balcony, you cannot see entire world. In the same way, you cannot see all the fields of a table through the views. So that is one point which you need to remember. And the second one is, these views are imaginary views which were built and generates the data from the database tables. Actually, the views we are building on database tables. So views will never occupy memory. Database tables will occupy memory because of its data.
Yeah.
There are 4 different types of views are there. 4 different types of views are available. Those views are called as DB view. DB view means database view.
Okay.
Second one is called projection view. And third one is called maintenance view. And fourth one is called as help view.
Okay.
4 different views are there. Each view has their own purpose.
Okay.
For example, I wanted to display the details of employee and student details in a single screen. In that case, I will create a database view. So I'll create z underscore db view. Let me create a database view. I'll choose this database view radio button, copy on this. Give a table over here, zkan underscore student, first table, and you can join another table to this, provided both the tables are related with the help of foreign key. For example, student table has a relationship via foreign key with the employee table. So you can join both these tables. So click on these relationships. You can see that employee table. In case if you provide a standard table here, so standard tables will have a lot many lists like what are all the foreign keys are there. And all the you choose the employee table, continue on this. It is automatically giving a relationship. It is saying you already joined these 2 tables with this employee ID. Here you can go to the view fields. Select the first table, that means from the student table, what are all the fields you want to see? I want to see only student ID and student name. Similarly, from the employee table, what you want to see? From the employee table, I want to see only employee ID, employee name. So I am concentrating only on these fields to be displayed in my output. Save check activate this. There will be some warnings. Warnings basically says database view is only for reading purpose. You cannot maintain the data into the tables through these database views. So that's what that warning message will give you now. Like it will say Database views has a read-only access. Read-only access means you can view the data. It is used, database views will be utilized for reading purposes, not for the changing purpose. You can see that.
Okay.
Okay, there is some warning, but not a problem. It's activated now. Click on continue. That means look into the contents of this now. Execute on this. You can see who are all the students, and for him who are all the parents.
Mm-hmm.
So this employee 01 has only one student, employee 02 has two students, employee 4 has only one, employee 3 doesn't have any student.
Okay. Okay. But I'm just wondering, what is the use of these views? This is like a kind of creating a report.
Yeah, kind of creating a report.
So whenever we create this kind of query or any kind of report, so these views will be used.
Yeah, these views we can use directly in a report.
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
It's easy to create something like if you know that
Mm-hmm.
queries can be built like this only. The database
Okay.
views internally is they're building something called as inner join. There is
Yeah.
something called
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
it's building inner join inside.
Uh, so that is used directly in the program, inner joins. This is the like from
No,
the
what
table you are taking.
you cannot use the inner join like that means what you can use is you can make use of this database view directly. No need to write inner join once again. Use this database, this view name,
Yeah.
and you can
Mm-hmm.
get the
Mm-hmm.
data from this view name.
Okay. No, without using this, if I don't want to create views,
Then you can write a inner join.
inner join like that. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
You can do it.
So, but which is practically used now? Oh, I think inner join is used now.
Practically inner joins are used because
Okay. So,
we
so nobody
generally do
uses
not
that.
create. Yeah, there is no need to create views and keep it ready.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay. Okay. So
Practically,
this is not much of use, correct? I
not
think
much
so.
of
Not much of use.
yeah, not much of use.
Okay.
Only
Yeah. Yeah.
just wanted to explain the concept. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Clear.
Right. So there is something called as projection view here.
Mm-hmm.
PRV projection view.
Mm-hmm.
This projection view is used to compare different fields of a same table. For example,
Mm-hmm.
take some Mara table. Mara table has a huge number of fields.
Mm-hmm.
For example, you want to compare the first field with the field which is at some 150th position. You need to scroll every time up and down, and you need to change the screens and so on, right? So in order to avoid that, so we will use this projection view. Projection view can be built on a single table. Database view can be built on multiple tables. You can join multiple tables on database view. But projection view is projecting the fields of the same table.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'll put here the table name. So then this table has many fields. I'll take the first field, material number, MANDT, and then I would like to put some material category, for example, which is somewhere very far. So copy on this, activate this view. There are some warnings, not a problem. Like you can go and look into the data. So you can easily get the material number and this material category side by side, so that your comparison will be very easy. Like you can see this. material number and this material category. And one more advantage of projection view is you can change the data also in the table. So it is not recommended to change SAP standard tables, but if you have such scenario, there is an option available, but I do not recommend to use this.
Okay.
Yeah, so read and change.
Yeah.
Put it here. Display maintenance allowed. Activate on this.
But this one I can go to SC16, use the MRA, and then only the two fields I can select and see, right?
Not only two fields, multiple fields you can select.
That's what, whichever I want I can see, right? Then what is the difference between this and that?
Yeah, the thing is here read and change access is possible. There you cannot change the content.
Okay.
That's the only difference.
Mm-hmm.
So here you have a read and change access, and directly you can change the data of the table from the projection view.
Okay. One question, do you provide access to IS oil system?
No, but I can check with somebody else who can give. Okay, otherwise if you want to check directly also okay. But in case if you want me to check somebody, I have
No, not check.
some friend or somebody in Hyderabad. I think he
Okay.
can provide, but I'm not sure. I can check with him if required.
Okay, can you just check how much they're charging? Yeah.
I'll check.
You just let me know, yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, so now here I have this. Now I'll go inside this. For example, for this 98, I wanted to go in change mode. I wanted to change this material category something,
Yeah.
and I can save. But we should not do this in order to avoid the data inconsistency.
Yeah. Exactly.
Save this.
This is a retail system, is it?
Yeah,
IS retail system.
I think yes.
Okay.
So like this, you can change the data, which is from standard tables also. So maybe maintenance view and help view we can look into little later. So today what we have seen is we have seen table maintenance generator, right? So we'll call it as a TMG, and assigning that to a transaction.
Yeah.
Then what is a value table? What is a check table? Value table means a table which you are creating inside the domain value range. Check table is a table which you have to check when you are creating an entry via foreign key relationship.
Okay.
And then views. So in the views we have seen database view and projection view.
Yeah. Okay.
Fine. So with this we'll stop here today. Tomorrow we'll
Okay.
then we'll continue.
Okay. But can you share the recordings so I can go to them again?
Which one? What?
The recordings. What are the recording? Yesterday's and the day before yesterday's and this one.
I will. Yeah, day before yesterday, there is some disturbance. But anyway, I'll share that also. This
Just
not complete.
I'll just.
Yeah, I'll share.
Okay.
Okay. See you.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. No worries. Yeah. Same time tomorrow, right?
Right. Bye.
All right. Yeah.